So this burger is over a pound in size. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Continue.
It was like that big.
No, bigger, dude. It was like
You couldn't. You couldn't
very
grab it
descriptive.
Ben, my burger had. All right, it had lettuce. It had regular lettuce, tomato, mayo, right? But then it had a 3/4 pound burger, like actual beef meat. It had 2 different types of cheese on top of it. It had bell peppers. It had it had sautéed mushrooms. It had sautéed onions. It had ham on top of it.
So, how did you choose which cow to kill for your burger? Just out of curiosity.
Bro,
I went out in the back and I picked one.
Blindfold
You just-
like,
That's how I do it.
Blindfold on, RPG. Just pull it out. And
I just ate a Qdoba burrito that was like the size of my forearm. Like, it was crazy.
and guess what? It's gonna come out the size of your forearm.
Bro, guys, I got the stomach flu.
It's not foreign to me, by the way.
Oh my goodness, it was like the worst 3 days of my life. I fasted for 3 days without trying to. Because I like, no, but
oh my gosh, dude.
I've eaten 2 things since then, and I've eaten a Qdoba burrito and a Chipotle burrito. And that's held me over for 2 days, because I'm still kind of queasy when I eat, but yeah.
That's disgusting.
ladies and gentlemen, batteries included. Our topic for today is food culture, anything surrounding food,
Obesity.
Osborne's surrounding
Specialty.
food.
Yeah. So we're just talking about what every human in the world needs, and it's awesome. I'm Osborne. I'm a sous chef at the Mills Park Hotel.
I'm Noah, and I'm a soon-to-be EMT, and I live in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah.
I'm Ben, and no one says that. Not even people from Memphis like Memphis, but
Shut up, dude.
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, also not a very liked place, and
Amen.
yeah, it's true. I am an EMT, so suck it.
Shut up,
Just kidding.
dude.
And I've only made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so yeah.
But you like that, dude.
I've made bacon and eggs.
I do like to eat food, so I'll be good in this podcast.
And I'm Jonathan. I'm also from Ohio, right down the street from Osborne, and I'm a professional photographer. And I like food a lot.
Dude, who doesn't? If you don't like food, there's something fundamentally wrong with your being.
Yeah,
Literally,
but my
something
parents
wrong
always told me
with your anatomy. You need
never date a girl that doesn't like food.
Yeah, like never date any
Sorry.
anorexic girl. Ever.
Never date a girl that doesn't like food, because if she doesn't like food, then
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, at least someone like that could get a girl, you know? Ben at least could get a girl that way.
Oh my goodness.
Well, none of us here except for Osborne have had a girlfriend, so...
Wait,
Really? I essentially have had like 4. I just never put the title on them.
That's just messed
Oh,
up.
okay.
That's messed up, bro.
I had a
You
girl
scared
that
to be a
I went on 2
man?
dates with.
You scared to be a man?
Alex, if you're watching this, hey.
And
Oh
Alex,
my
if you're watching this, Alex, if you're watching this, then that means that you're still obsessed with Noah, and you need to do something about that. Jesus
we
loves
should
you.
send this to her. What just happened?
I don't know.
Well, while we're getting in the topic, I'm going to grab my leg massager right here and just set it up for me.
You do that, buddy.
So Ben, you have been sustaining your body with nothing but burritos for the last 2 years.
For longer than 2, like a long time. Like, so Saturday night, it hit me, really bad. Like, it was actually terrible. Like, I was on the floor of my bathroom for hours. No,
I'm normally on the
seriously, like just puking over and over.
What?
I was puking and crapping myself simultaneously, and I was
Stop!
so
you know,
sick.
this is a public
It
show,
was-
Ben.
Yeah, sorry. It was
No.
bad. Okay.
Don't tell us sorry. Say sorry to the people that just heard that and
This is
clicked
America,
off.
dude. We can say whatever we want to say.
Bro, it was crazy. Like I haven't puked. I hadn't puked since elementary school, and I threw up like 7 times
What?
in the past 3 days.
Oh, that's nasty, man.
That's
Dude, isn't it
impressive.
so satisfying that though? Like once you do puke, you feel so much better.
No.
Dude, my mom made me take
I never-
Pepto-Bismol, and I puked it up, and it was a rainbow color, and I took a picture of it. Wait,
Wait, did you send it? Can you send that to me?
I sent it on Snapchat, so it's not. Maybe my friend took a screenshot. I'll ask.
You
I
idiot.
was when I was at Word of Life. My roommates actually contracted this horrible virus from Paraguay, and they all brought it back to everyone on campus. And since they were in my room, they got everyone sick. And I was like, I'm not going to get that. And so, like,
I hate
literally
paraplegics.
in 2 hours, I went from feeling perfectly normal to puking my guts up and like all this stuff. And so like, I'm Snapchatting this, right? I go to the bathroom like, oh, this is going to make a great Snapchat. And I just like, you might remember this, but like I take the Snapchat, I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? I'm just like throwing up all over the place, and then
I
it's
think
so
I
funny.
remember that actually.
I don't open any Jonathan Snapchats now because of that.
Are you serious? You
Sounds-
I just skip him.
It's just like Minecraft with Osborne, you know, like you destroy his house once, he's like, I'm never playing this again.
Yeah.
Bro, when I sent out that prayer request in the 6 like Snapchat group, it was because like
Yeah.
I legitly was dying. I was like, I need prayer. Like,
Bro, I can't get those.
oh, I'm
Sounds like
sorry.
a personal problem.
How was I supposed
Yeah.
to pray for you then?
Maybe you
Dude,
should
that's
get
one reason you should get
I
it.
didn't want your prayers.
I'm gonna have to kill you now.
I wanted useful people. I'm just kidding.
Oh, shut up,
Alright.
dude. Okay,
So
how
food.
much do you
Food,
guys
guys,
love
food.
McDonald's?
I hate McDonald's, man.
Dude, McDonald's is
Pretty
actually
gross.
doing it. McDonald's is actually doing a really good job at their building new establishments and creating new products and making it actually more enjoyable to eat. I really believe that. I've gotten to a lot of McDonald's recently, like over the past year. What? You guys, listen. The reason why you say this about McDonald's is because you have this stereotype of what McDonald's has been in the past, but frankly, they're a new person now.
No,
You go
we're
into a
not.
new-
I ate
trash.
at McDonald's like 5 days ago, dude.
Yeah, they have to be a new person because the people that eat them die of obesity.
Dude, the second that McDonald's put a salad on the menu is the second that McDonald's is lost.
Yeah.
Like
True.
McDonald's is just supposed to be fast food. It's just supposed to be crappy burgers and crappy chicken sandwiches and crappy chicken nuggets. But then they,
Chicken nuggets aren't
True.
Reasonable price.
$1.
$1.
but then they said, "Oh crap." People are
Yeah, but you know what? That tramp stamp is gonna last you forever.
But no, everyone's like, "Oh, McDonald's
What?
is just crappy food, but it's quick crappy food." And then McDonald's like, "Oh crap, we realize this." And then we're like, "How about we put a salad on the menu?" And the second they put the salad on the menu, they
Osborne,
lost all respect.
listen. Okay, in America, McDonald's might be bad, but when you go to European countries and stuff like this, it's different.
I don't
really
care about
is.
European countries. I'm in America right now.
Yeah, I'll worry about European countries when we dominate them in wartime.
Thank you.
Ouch.
So I have to say that I agree with that because it's like the reason why I love Sonic is because you guys all know Sonic, right?
Yeah,
The hedgehog?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like they chop up Sonic the Hedgehog and eat him. But okay, so they don't have any salad. If you go up and ask them for salad, they don't have it.
That's
That's
shocking. A fast food place doesn't have salad.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
That's the way it's gotta be.
like Wendy's has salads. Chick-fil-A has salads.
But Wendy's and Chick-fil-A are better than McDonald's, hands down.
That's true. I
But
guess they've
Wendy's
had
is
that
just
variety.
different than Chick-fil-A.
Huh?
Burger King has salads, I think.
Wendy's is just
Cane's
Chick-fil-A that's
is so
open
good.
on.
All right, let's talk about some disputes with different foods from different sides of America. Like
No. I
like
can't.
Cane's
I can't.
versus Chick-fil-A. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Or Hooters
okay.
versus Frickers.
Okay, Hooters is off.
Or
Dude,
how about this?
I'm talking
Okay,
about Hooters.
wait. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, dude! I do
I'm
not
so
have
ready.
the.
About
I
whatever
do
you're gonna
not
say.
have the. I do not have the right people in this Skype call for this, so I'm going to horribly regret this topic. So for any of you listening to this, you already know the right answer. So just renounce anyone else's opinion except mine. But In-N-Out Burger versus Whataburger.
In-N-Out all the way, brother.
Whataburger.
In-N-Out.
Bro.
I can't say anything about this. I haven't
It's
had
like
either
co-
one of them.
It's
Okay.
like Osborne. It's like comparing
Osborne.
a piece of crap with good food. It just doesn't work.
Okay.
Like,
Osborne, look, ready? This is what the way it is. Hold on. Whataburger is exactly like an overdressed, larger Burger King burger with strong mustard and a poppy seed bun.
for real.
When
So good.
In-N-Out Burger is like Five Guys, but like half, 2/3, like 3 times less the cost, and it's made with love.
Okay.
And they put John 3:16 on their food, so
They
suck
do.
on that, Noah.
So Whataburger puts like Psalms on theirs. So
Well,
Yeah, well, guess what? A psalm can't
So-
save you. Only Jesus can.
that's true.
huh.
I've never thought about
And
that.
then the burger place that Jonathan and I went to today,
just kidding.
it just doesn't do
Wait,
any of
listen
that.
up.
It just gives you an oversized burger. So
Yes, like I paid $13 today to get an entire pound burger, amazing combination of flavors with like half a pound of fries.
it was
crazy.
so good, bro.
So
I didn't even
wait,
touch
where
the
was
fries.
that? Where was that?
You're sorry about us.
It's called Thurman's Cafe in Columbus, Ohio.
Dude, Noah, you're literally the only person in the world that would say Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. Like, he comes out to Arizona, I take him to Whataburger, and then I take him to In-N-Out, and then he says that In-N-Out's trash. Like, while he's eating it, I'm like,
you actually kind of messed up.
bro.
Ben, you messed up yourself in this situation because you know what you didn't do? You didn't control what Noah ordered. You let him freely order In-N-Out how he thought he would like it.
It's fair. It's
Okay.
fair.
So
Yeah.
he needs to
I just thought he was a big boy, but
original. Okay, just as it is. But you know, here's the other thing.
I had an elk burger in Memphis. It was kind of sketchy.
Why?
Whataburger.
Why is that sketchy, bro?
Oh,
because I thought
and
it would-
Off the hoof. Yeah, off the hoof. They have good burgers.
There's something that you don't.
It was really good.
But their burgers, really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
There's something that I did that I want to tell you.
Sorry, John, go.
I think you'll be actually. I might have told you, but I just want you to know you'll be very proud of me for this. On K-Love Radio.
Yeah.
You know K-Love Radio, right?
Yes, I think I already know the story.
Ben. I'm talking to Ben.
Oh.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, I disowned Noah on live public K-Love Radio.
No way. Wait, did
entire
you talk
country-
about?
Okay.
Bro,
Dude,
Ben's like freaking
just-
out
there's
over
this-
nothing.
No, dude. It's
Caleb's legit. Are
Okay,
you kidding?
So I actually have a personal connection with Scott. McKell-
Positive, encouraging.
Um,
Caleb.
Now we're getting copyrighted.
Hashtag
Thanks, Ben.
they are this
I
episode.
don't care. Free advertising.
So I know.
true.
What happened was after the song ended, Scott got on the radio. Kelly was off, so it was just Scott on the radio, and he started talking about this event that happened that he heard about on the news or somewhere along. So the sad piano music started playing. Not like someone just died music, but like here's a sad story type music. Good music for that.
Like
And he
maybe.
started talking about this. He started talking about this kid in Texas who needed to have a kidney transplant, and there were no suitable candidates or something like that, or within the time frame that he needed it by. And so, who ended up actually, it was his stepfather. His stepfather needed the kidney, and so the stepson was like, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to donate my kidney," because he was a suitable candidate. So the stepson said to his father-in-law, by the way, that's what I meant, donated and had his kidney transplanted to his father-in-law. which is brownie points for his wife, I'm assuming. But anyway, so he was recovering in the hospital, right? He's recovering in the hospital. And, he was so upset that he couldn't, be having real food and all this stuff. And he said, all I want is a juicy Whataburger, like that.
Yeah,
and
that's my man right there.
And so in my mind, I'm thinking, and this is going on, I'm thinking, as he's saying the story, this kid's trash. He that what he did, I completely lost all respect for him now. He doesn't actually know what. Okay, he just tasted it out.
Should have kept his kidney. Maybe his kidney held his common sense.
Right? And so then Scott on the radio, and so he's like, yeah, and so Whataburger heard about this, reached out to the kid, and gave him free Whataburger for life, or for a year.
That's a punishment. That's a punishment, seriously.
Take that back right now, dude. Whataburger is so much better than any other fast food restaurant to ever exist.
Damn. So
you're literally retarded. Literally.
Look at that face.
Oh, goodness.
Face that with Whataburger. So I'm not done with the story. So Scott was telling this, right? And so Scott was on the, Scott was saying and Whataburger gave Tim Whataburger for a year. But the saddest part of the story is that he has never had In-N-Out, and then it just cut the radio. And so,
wait, that was a legit story?
Yeah, it was a legit story. And he said the saddest thing was that he's never had In-N-Out, and then it just cut off, and the went to the next song. It was hysterical. And so I call him immediately. I call Scott. Okay, I get right there on the radio that second, and we're just talking about this, and I'm telling him about Noah and how much of an idiot my friends are for thinking this, and it's saying I was saying the exact same thing, and so he's recording this call, and then soon after the song ended, he recorded our call and put it on air for this.
I seriously think that you're overhyping this In-N-Out thing just because it's out west and Californians say it's so cool. No, Whataburger is actually better. You actually get more bang for your buck, and it tastes better.
Ben Osborne,
I gotta ask a question.
And just have our own podcast, and Noah can leave.
Yeah,
I gotta ask a question, okay?
Some arguments are just not worth even. I'm not even go to your level.
Oh, listen. Here's a real question. Here's a real argument. Can a In-N-Out burger or a Whataburger, is that how you say it, Whataburger?
Yes.
What a burger! But you
can also say Whataburger.
If you're retarded. Yeah.
Can either one of those turn a vegan or a vegetarian into a meat lover?
I think vegans and vegetarians should be put down personally, but
Thank you, my man.
Are you a terrorist / a vegetarian? Or are you a vegan / terrorist?
I just moved in next door, and by court of law, I'm required to tell you that I'm a registered vegetarian.
Hi, my name is Ron Swanson. I kill vegetarians with my bare hands.
No, you're not.
That was so cringy.
Shut up.
Okay,
Shut up, dude.
Here's what's going to happen, okay? When I see you, what's going to happen is you and I are going to go to Ben. All right?
Okay, instantly. I get, okay.
No, this is going to happen.
Okay, this is
or Jason and Colton and Osborne, all 6 of us are going to be together in LA or in Phoenix.
LA,
okay? Either way, you and I and one other person that is obsessed about In-N-Out, Jason, Colton, Ben, or me, and someone else.
Why not
we're gonna
all of us?
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get a Whataburger. Okay, we're going to get a Whataburger, how you like it. We're going to get an In-N-Out burger, how we like it. Okay? And we're going to have side by side, and I'm going to actually officially document this for my YouTube channel as a legit, worth it BuzzFeed type video.
Yo, make sure you throw some mayo on that Whataburger.
Yeah,
Ew,
you're gonna.
It's not
I hate mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is gross.
No, dude, the mayonnaise tastes better than the burger itself.
Dude, you're in some territory,
And
dude.
I'm going to put on YouTube In-N-Out versus Whataburger taste test, and you're going to be the clickbait thumbnail, and we're going to have a competition, and it's going to be the final word, and we're going to put your address in there, and you're going to get hate mail, you're going to get blackmailed, you're gonna get literally probably even like assassinated. Okay, like you're going to.
Oh yeah, because I'm definitely gonna bring a ton of views to your channel, dude.
Noah, you know the gas station donuts, the ones you get that are just kind of like eh. You're like comparing like Krispy Kreme to gas station donuts. Like that's literally the comparison right now.
No, I'm talking.
It
about
is
honestly like comparing Five Guys to Burger King.
In the early 2000s, in my opinion, when I was growing up, I saw a lot of ads for like the way Americans ate and like how they compared it to other countries and just stuff like that. It was just like, oh, Americans are so obese, and it's like I don't know if that's changed. I honestly don't know. I hope
it's actually going up.
Like obesity
overweight
up, or
overweight. Being overweight is rising. I think it's 60. It's like 68% of Americans are overweight.
68%? What?
Overweight literally means
like that.
You weigh more. You weigh more than what you're supposed to.
Like your height to weight ratio, you mean?
Osborne's looking up. Osborne, what's it say?
I'm looking up obesity rates in America.
Obesity rate's different, but overweight rate is above.
Overweight. So here, let me tell you the problem. The biggest problem with obesity and biggest discussion with obesity and overweightness.
And don't say people are big boned because that's just not true.
No. The biggest problem is that the way that we measure you being overweight, or the way that we measure you being obese, we have a blanket measure called the BMI, body mass index.
The BMI, boy.
So that takes your height, and that takes your weight, and that tells you what your body mass index should be. And if it's not at that, you're either overweight or underweight or whatever. The problem with that is that body mass index only accounts for fat, and it doesn't account for muscle. So if you have a high body mass index and where you shouldn't be, you could be perfectly healthy and really strong and really jacked.
He's trying to make himself feel better.
But your body mass can be really high. But still, according to the state, you would be obese, even though you're really healthy.
But you,
on the outside, look fat.
No.
Why are you bringing your mic closer? Like that's adding effect.
So
hey, Ben, stop showing us your nipple.
Let's say Dwayne The Rock Johnson, if he was supposed to be at his standing BMI of 30.
But don't they also take in your? Isn't there like a fat body index?
Yes, but that's not
So scientific of you.
Well, you're just staring at me like
fat body index.
Like fat body weight index.
Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit more. It takes a little bit more to do. It's a more expensive study to do for a wide populace of people, so that's why it's not really popularly done. But yeah, no, obesity has gone up. The most obese state is West Virginia.
I could have guessed that.
Ohio,
West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
Ohio.
Places. Wow.
Yeah, Ohio is the 11th.
Wait, what? Wait, West Virginia is number 1.
Yeah, Tennessee is number 15.
Arizona's probably pretty low because we have a lot of Mexicans.
Arizona's
North
30.
Dakota
I don't
is
think
like the
race
smallest.
has to do with it.
Vermont or New Hampshire?
No,
Colorado
I'm just
is
saying they're
Colorado's
healthy.
the lowest.
A lot of them.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
You're right, and plus the higher heat, makes you sweat. So it's like a sweat like blocker.
Yeah.
Dude, there are an estimated 160 million Americans either obese or overweight.
Wait, what was that number again? Sorry.
160 million.
So why do you think that is, though?
That's like more than half of the United States population.
This is just simply saying 2 out of 3 Americans are overweight or obese.
But we still got the best athletes, yo.
That's not true.
Except
Well, in
we
some
need to
No.
overheat.
areas.
I was listening today, and it was Steven Crowder talking on his podcast about how even though America has the highest like obesity rates, we also have the highest performing athletes in pretty much every sport, almost every sport. Yeah, and the reason is the same freedom that gives 160 Americans to get 160 million. Obese. 160 million Americans to get obese is the same freedom that gives an athlete to spend their whole life training for one goal. You know, so it's all about the freedom.
We don't have a best athletes though. We just don't.
I mean, if you look at the
Olympics, we have so many golden athletes, like
so many.
Swimming,
Osborne, we're always in the top 3 of the amount of medals we have in the Olympic race.
Okay, I'll say this: there might be a country that's beat us in something. I just say the vast majority of the time, America is.
We have a wider range of athletes.
Dude, it is like 9 out of 10 competitions we find ourselves in the top 3 of that at the final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except when it comes to the Winter Olympics, our ratings are lower. You know, it being America, it's like when it comes to skiing and snowboarding and bobsled, we're good. But when it comes to like cross country skiing and like the luge and speed skating, we're not. But
do you guys think that do you think athletes have to eat more than like the average human? You think?
That's not a thought. That's a fact.
Are they not the average human?
No, I'm just saying like
one of the strongest men in the world eats about 10,000 calories a day.
So like it's a simple math equation. It's a simple math equation. When you burn calories, a lot of calories, you have to intake more calories. Otherwise, you're going to lose mass. And so for Michael Phelps to stay the way he has to eat insane amounts of food.
Well, probably did eat insane amounts amount of food.
He's in Phoenix training ASU right now.
Dude,
represent
Subway. That's all he eats.
Bro, no. He goes to he doesn't eat there. He goes to
he goes to In-N-Out Burger.
What's the place called?
In-N-Out. In-N-Out. There's
some natural grocer that's near our house that he's been spotted at by my pastor, actually.
Michael Phelps has been spotted in his natural habitat.
Some of the strongest men in the world eat over 10,000 calories a day.
I'm not necessarily even talking about strongmen. You know, like,
yeah, we're just talking about athletes, like endurance athletes.
Like when I did cross country, I ended up. Well, okay, that's not true.
So
like, it was half and half because there were some days I had to eat more, and then there were some days that I just like my body didn't need to eat because I literally wasn't hungry. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't, I was just like not hungry. Just was like, well, I'm not hungry right now. Okay, when usually I would be hungry.
You're as a high school career cross country athlete, you have to think of even then. Sure, you may be doing a higher workload than just a normal high schooler.
Oh, but you're doing a lot more.
But you're not doing nearly the amount that people that do this for their whole lives do.
Yeah.
Like, this is their career. Like, if you look at CrossFit athletes and what they eat, they're eating 5,000 plus calories a day. Because not only are they powerlifting, but they're doing
like
a lot
good
of
calories, like good proteins and stuff. It's not like McDonald's.
But so here's the funny thing. One of the best one of the best female endurance runners, ultra runners in the world.
Yeah.
She can eat anything she wants. She'll chug beer and eat nachos before she runs a 100-mile race.
Fat dude, like that's awesome.
And she runs it perfectly fine. She's like a machine. She could literally put anything she wants into her body, and her body just compacts it into fuel and then goes.
Awesome.
Except gasoline, because that would kill her.
I mean, it's really cool how
she just drinks literal gasoline before a race. Like her body makes it work too.
It's like mercury.
What?
Mercury.
She'll drink beer and eat nachos before a race and be completely fine.
I mean,
she's just like a genetic freak of nature.
what I would do is I would eat McDonald's before my race and then throw up. So I lost mass as I was running.
That's disgusting.
No, I'm kidding. I can never do that. I'm not one of those people that can eat before they run. Well, in the early mornings, like 2 hours before, I had to eat. Like I had to eat a banana and like some toast, or else. But when I first started running, I couldn't eat anything before my race, or else I'd like feel like puking immediately. But yeah, Canada was a little different with the food even too than America. There was a
lot of Chinese places.
That's true. And that burger place we went to was really good too. What was that? Let's shout them out. What do you guys remember? The burger place we ate?
Tank burgers or something like that. It was something about a like army.
Toronto. Toronto,
no,
Canada.
yeah, I remember now. It was in Toronto, but it was
It was in Toronto.
Yeah, I can't even remember the name of it.
So much for their shout out.
Sorry guys. But Canada, for instance, they did not just seem like people walking around. They didn't seem like obese. Like
that's because we were in the city and there's a lot of people walking around.
That's because Canada hides their fat people. they take them and they put them in the back rooms and make them lose weight.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. But like there wasn't as much like urgency, you know. I guess in the town of Toronto there was quite a bit of urgency, but
Canadians are kind of rude. I thought they'd be nicer.
Oh, dude! Remember that lady at the Tim Hortons?
It's only because you're American, Ben.
Yeah, probably.
Do you guys remember the lady at that Tim Hortons once we crossed the border? It was like she was like immediately super rude.
Dude, she wasn't having it.
But it was like as soon as she found out we were Americans, it was like, okay, I can't deal with this. Like it was like, whoa. Like,
and then Ben's like, oh, sorry, I don't have cash. Can I pay with the card? Oh shoot, I don't have my card. Colton, can I pay with your card?
No. Bro, didn't that happen with you?
Yeah,
I feel like
Jason had to pay for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
But it was more awkward for Ben because Ben was after Noah.
No, but Ben.
Yeah.
But she was.
All you guys had ditched me. She was actually she wasn't what I was referencing. She was nice to me.
So
I was talking about
she was like, I hate this kid. Like, get him out of here.
I was talking about the canoers who were like, have you ever learned to drive before? Because I kept like swerving the canoe.
The last day was hilarious. I was getting so frustrated at you, Ben.
Bro, we were on edge.
Yeah,
I roasted her though. I was like, just because Canada like has a national standard for canoeing doesn't mean the rest of the world needs to follow up. Like,
you said that?
You know, I said something along those lines. Not as mean, but.
Yeah, Ben was like just like straight sours that day. Like he was like, I'm gonna get this frog and I'm gonna kill it and I'm gonna chuck it at Jason. I'm so mad at Jason. He threw this frog at me. Like he just like was like, I'm gonna keep collecting frogs.
Bro, I went to Mexico. Okay, and we're in this restaurant and we're all eating. And I start arguing with this girl about how she's saying how like, oh, you know, I hate America. She was a Hispanic girl who lived in Mexico and very nice person, worked in an orphanage and all that, but she started bashing on America. I'm like, okay, I took it for a little bit, and then eventually I was like, all right. And she's like, so we started having a followed argument during this dinner with our whole church there, and she says to me, she says, oh, I'm going to call the cops on you, like joking. And then I was like, yeah, they're probably not going to show up. And then that just ended the argument. It was like over. Just because Mexico sucks. But
okay, hold on. All right, so
wow, you Donald Trump supporter. I hate you.
Segue. Osborne's been in India. Osborne, tell us about their food.
Oh, dude. Okay, so Indian food. You all know.
Daughter feather.
Dot. So Indian food, you all know me, and you know how much I bash, especially coming from a food industry background, how much I bash on vegans and vegetarians.
Yes.
I can't stand them at all.
We know.
I'm like, you just need to eat some meat. You'll be so much less cranky. You'll feel better. Eat some meat and go squat. Anyways.
That's so specific. Yeah.
Because that's what any normal human being does.
Or like people starving in Africa are just squatting while they're malnourished. Like that's
But no, I mean this with all my heart. Indian food is the only food I can eat if I were ever to go vegetarian. Like, Indian food is so good, and half of their population is veg. Half of their
spicy? Like, in your opinion?
Yeah, you would hate it.
Hey, Mom.
Wait, what? Whoa! I'm a spicy fanatic, dog.
No, I'm not this stuff, bro. You would hate this stuff.
Okay.
No. Here, let me put it in perspective of how spicy it is.
It's
when
with
they see your
Noah,
white face,
Jonathan, and Osborne.
We're
making our own
like,
podcast.
Oh crap, we got to tone down the spice because we got a white person here.
Okay.
That's what happens. They're like, you are white, you cannot physically handle the spice. We got to cut it in half for you.
I'll tell them straight up, like, yo, I'm willing to try your methods.
They'll still cut it in half for you and not tell you. So
I'm gonna go back there and watch them make sure they do it right.
Good luck getting.
Because you would know. Yeah, right. You're like, oh, that's the right amount.
Well, the reason why half the population is vegetarian.
Yeah.
And the reason why the vegetarian food is so good is because they don't try to transform it at all. They're not trying to make veggie burgers. They're not trying to make eggplant bacon or anything like that. They don't transform They don't try to take vegetables and turn it into meat products or like meat products. A potato is just a potato. But
a potato's not a vegetable.
Yes, it is. It's a potato. It's a root vegetable.
Wait, can I say something? The bed that Ben is laying on right now, I have slept in that bed.
Same.
With me.
And it just freezes.
No. Like, we were laying on this bed while we were FaceTiming Jason.
Oh,
me and Noah. And then me and Jonathan have... Well, actually, maybe we haven't sat on it together. Maybe we have.
We have. You handed me something. You handed me your something on your bed.
Well, Jonathan, you went on a cycling trip, and I don't know if you experienced this, but in India, they are masters of how they handle spice and herbs.
And rice, right?
Yeah, rice is just part of like a complimentary dish, but spice and herbs are what make Indian cuisine. And there's so many spices that do so much for your gut and your health that will. When I came back to America after my 2 weeks of being in India, I got sick because I couldn't eat any of the food.
Because you weren't used to the meat, right?
No, just because I got sick because my body couldn't deal with it. In India, all the different spices that they put into their food and herbs all help with literally are all natural, holistic remedies to help with gut issues, sleep issues, energy issues, the way you feel during the day. And that all comes from their spices. And that comes from how all the spices and herbs interact with your body. And when I came back to America, it was all processed and nasty and disgusting. And it shocked my system. And I got sick. I got sick for the first 2 days I was back in America. The Indian people are masters of handling spice and herbs for their food, and it will make you feel so much better.
So is Colonel Sanders.
I really...
Well, crap.
I've had Ethiopian food from an actual Ethiopian place. Like
in Ethiopia?
No.
Dude, I've had Chinese food in an actual Chinese place in America.
No, they were actual Ethiopians, though.
Dude, yeah, these were actual Chinese people.
So,
yeah, but
it's different. Where I'm at,
it was home cooked.
So Phoenix is one of the biggest intakers in the United States of refugees, and because of that, we have just an absolutely massive refugee population. And so we have so many diverse restaurants, a lot of Vietnamese places, a lot of just a lot of crazy cool places to go to, so I get to have some real food sometimes.
Yeah, Nashville,
sometimes it's kind of gross
Tennessee.
though. I believe it.
Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. So, the food, the Ethiopian food. Okay, the Ethiopian coffee though. Best coffee I've ever had in my entire life. Straight black. Best.
Vietnamese best coffee was the best coffee I've ever had.
You just like it because it's sugary.
That's why I like the Vietnamese. Yeah, that's actually true for me.
Yeah. Ben couldn't even handle like a mango beer thing. You guys remember that?
Pineapple. It was pineapple.
Like
and Osborne and I talked about this earlier today. It was hysterical.
Oh,
I ain't know.
I'll take the sweetest thing you got.
Yeah, he asked the waitress like,
Ben, what do you think of that? Did you like it? Hey, no,
what?
He's like, the waitress is like to Ben, how is it?
Why
You like that?
cigar,
Yeah, it's
Ben?
pretty good. Ben, do you like it? No.
My sister's getting married, so we had her fiance's bachelor party, and so we had some left over.
Okay,
Were they good?
You just grab one like.
Are they good?
Just, I'm not a big fan. It's a Connecticut, so a lot of people like them, but I'm not a big fan of it.
That's a huge cigar.
I got some chocolate tobacco from Tennessee when I went down and visit Noah.
Yeah.
It was so good. I have some left, but I'm so scared. I don't want to smoke it all right now because
it's nighttime and you're about to go to bed.
It's the last of its batch. It's the last of its batch.
Bro.
The company got discontinued, so I won't be able to find it anywhere else.
It's the last of its kind, John.
Bro,
John, you
last
would have
night.
appreciated it out of all.
Wow, that's actually kind of intense.
Last night, I got towels and I wetted them and I put them around my door so smoke wouldn't get out. And then I opened this and then I smoked a cigar in my room while watching Netflix.
Remember when we were at Canada? Remember, we were at Algonquin, and you and I were like trying to finish up our cigars, and you kept like you're like trying to. I was like, dude, you're gonna get sick. Like you're gonna get sick, dude.
Bro. Okay, for all those watching the podcast, I really regret that because it's so bad for you and just terrible.
Do not inhale a cigar, please. It is not good.
But yeah, I did do that.
What I've noticed is that when it comes to Europe, okay, so I've eaten food in nearly 30 different countries, and one thing I've noticed is that Europe specifically is so like here in America, every state you could find the exact same thing. It's the exact same wherever you go. It's not different depending on the state.
You've eaten in 30 different European countries, Jonathan.
No, just 30 different countries.
What's your favorite?
America.
Great answer.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's 36 countries, I believe, in Europe. And I've only been to like 23 of them. And that's a lot. But here's the thing I've noticed. There's each small individual country is like its own state in comparison to like the United States. But the thing is, the United States, in every single state, you can find the exact same food in like everywhere you go. It's like there's no difference when you cross state lines. It's all the same. But when you cross country lines, it's even if it's such a small country like the size of like Rhode Island or something, it's a completely different food culture. So different. So like when you go like for example though. Like Portugal, Spain, France, Andorra, Monaco, all those like Iberian countries in Western Europe, they're all the same. But once you kind of go from France and you go more eastward, all the way to Italy and north into Germany, they start to change. And then once you get over to former Yugoslavia and northeastern Europe, like in Ukraine, Poland, and those countries up there, they start to become different into each country. And so I've had horrible experiences with food being an American in some countries, and I've had amazing experiences with food in some countries. So, for example, in Spain, they have the entire country, and Portugal is a specific, everyone goes by the same time, eating the same type of stuff, same breaks, same everything. So you eat breakfast at 9 a.m., you have just a little bit of food, not like cereal or anything, just a little bit of maybe a baked item, bread, meat, cheese. And then you have lunch, or a late lunch. You have a siesta at like 12:30 to 2:30, and then at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock, you have your lunch or your next meal. And then once you get off of work and you go home, then you eat dinner at like 9 or 10 p.m., like around 9 p.m. And their foods get progressively bigger throughout the day. So dinner will be the biggest meal. And actually, I think lunch might even be like late. And they'll have snacks, like snacks in between. But then when you go to like Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia, out there like Macedonia, Kosovo, and Serbia, their breakfasts are kind of the same. Like all breakfast in Europe is like the same, but like when it comes to lunches and dinners, like their just food is just so different. Stuff you didn't even knew existed. And
like
just,
what?
Like different ways you never even thought about using goat meat. Like beef, like just the way you use beef, herbs, and seasonings. It's like in India they use chicken and steak for completely different reasons. It's just the dishes, massive, right?
Lamb
Exactly.
And, donkey. It was
so,
and like some lettuce, cheese, mustard thing.
Right. For example, so I was in Germany, and they know how to do dinner, right? Like it's amazing what they do with potatoes and sausage and vegetables. It's crazy.
Waffle.
I hear they cook things really well over there.
They do, and I can attest. My
Jeez.
What I'm talking about, their steaks. I don't know what we're freaking out about.
Okay, let's move on.
Their lemonade.
Let's move on. I did not see that coming. Okay,
Neither did they.
Oh gosh, dude. Oh my gosh.
Ben, are you kidding me right now?
Yes, my man.
I did not see that coming.
Just so you guys know, Ben is trying to be like a stand-up comedian.
And frankly,
I am Jewish, okay?
And frankly, I think we should move on.
Alright.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But yeah, John.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Oh. So, like, my most memorable, like, eating experience, like, my three top most memorable experiences were in three different sections of the world. So, like, Germany was this, like, I was the very first American to ever eat at this restaurant. And so the guy, like, the person who owned the restaurant treated us and fed us specifically and sat down with us to eat. And then in Iceland, I had, locally, yeah. We're the very first English-speaking people to ever eat at this restaurant in the country hillside of Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I had, like, locally fresh-caught whale steak in Iceland, served with, like, it was...
Killing our environment.
Imagine a New York strip, but it having, like, a good, like, ocean-y flavor to it. It was really strange. And then in Japan, like, I had... like actually A5 Wagyu beef, locally made, or Kobe beef, A5 Kobe beef, like hand cut or whatever. Like I made it, like I got a grill.
The video
in
on
Japan.
your channel, right?
Right, the Kobe beef one. And so, like all these experiences, it's just like it's so awesome, and it's something I definitely don't take for granted because like eating is so sacred to me. So like Osborne, for example, like this burger place, I'm not going to go and eat at a place that you have told me is an amazing place to eat and get a burger if I'm not hungry. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to buy something. You know, it's like I want it to be a good experience. So, obviously, I'm not culinarily like I'm not an expert in the culinary field or anything like that. But like I very very much appreciate good food in different cultures like that, and so that's something I always look forward to when going to new places. So like when I'm in cities, I'm always trying to find like the best this, best that. You know, I want to like try the top stuff.
Like those donuts that are in Chicago that you said were the best but weren't the best.
Dude, donuts, they don't do it right.
Yeah, I would call myself a burger connoisseur a little bit.
What is it, the DSM-5 or whatever, about like a list of mental diseases that anyone could look through and find something for themselves? You know what I'm talking about?
No, diagnose themselves?
I mean, you could kind of diagnose yourself with anything, honestly, because if you like, I could probably diagnose myself with like
retardation. Yeah.
Do you worry about tomorrow or scared about future events? Well, then you might be diagnosed with fear.
All right,
then
guys,
you might be diagnosed with
so
not having enough weed.
That's
the thing.
Do you think about yourself more others and like putting the lower people and the lower races down before you, and you like to have white supremacy? Well, then you might be a Democrat.
Okay, so thank you for watching our podcast. This is episode 4, and yeah, we talked about food and some different calories and obesity. You can find this on just on YouTube for this very second, but in a short time you'll be able to find it on messy.fm. Thanks, Osborne. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and if you have anything else to say, put it in the comments, and we won't read them. No, I'm just kidding. We'll read them.
And we'll pin our favorite. Okay.
No, and we'll comment back, probably. Yep. Okay, alright.
I'll comment back and I'll roast you. Every person that comments, I'll just roast. How's that?
Yeah. If you guys want to roast Ben, that'd be great.
His address
yeah,
is...
if you roast me, then you better have a profile pic so I can roast you back. If you're a coward and you don't have a profile pic, don't even try.
Okay? Ben, do you want to tell them your home address so they can send you a hate mail?
Alright, bye.
44, 45.
I'm ending it. Bye.